The Social Security letter going out to roughly 1 million beneficiaries. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I want to share with you the details of a new report that was released showing that Social Security is sending out about 1 million letters to beneficiaries, which encompasses about $8.6 billion. Now, these letters going out from Social Security are very, very important, as I think all of us probably recognize. Anytime that we get a letter from Social Security, you probably want to open it up relatively quickly, because a lot of times if they require some type of response from you, usually they give you something like 45 days, 60 days, or something like that. And if you don't respond, then guess what? They just do what they want, and then you basically don't get any say. So very important stuff. I want to point out all of this because this is a new report that was released based on this $8.6 billion and the roughly 1 million beneficiaries. Very important stuff. Now, one more thing I want to throw out there really quickly. I am not sharing this information to instill fear in anybody, but rather I want to give this information so we can all be on the same page here and understand what is going on, and if you happen to receive one of these letters from Social Security, what you should do going forward. So, according to the Social Security Board of Trustees annual report that we got out a couple months ago, there was a line item on there, $8.6 billion of receivables on their balance sheet. What does that mean? Receivables simply means $8.6 billion of overpayment. Yeah, you heard that correctly. So basically what this means is that they have overpaid some beneficiaries. Now, this does not mean every single beneficiary. Actually, according to the numbers here, it looks like about 800,000 to nearly 1 million beneficiaries. So somewhere in that range between 800,000 and a million beneficiaries have been overpaid by Social Security, and they want to recover that $8.6 billion of money. So that's very important stuff, right? Now, here's the thing. If you've ever received one of these letters or known somebody that does, generally the letter reads something like, "We've overpaid you in X dollars." And then basically they say, "We need you to pay us back," like immediately. They basically give you not much of an option to pay them back. If you don't repay them, well then obviously they start garnishing future payments and it can get really bad from there, right? So very, very important stuff. If you happen to get an overpayment letter, you probably want to call them immediately, which a lot of times the agent that you connect with probably doesn't have a clue what they're talking about or have any idea about what the overpayment was all about, but it's actually worth a phone call because you probably want to understand what's actually going on. So this is what the Social Security Board of Trustees annual report shows is $8.6 billion on their balance sheet as a receivable. So very important stuff here, okay? And again, why we want to focus on this because is if you happen to get one of these letters or you get any type of communication out of Social Security, I think we all know this, right? You get a letter from Social Security, you probably want to open it, even though a lot of times we might want to look at it and think, I'm kind of good. I don't really want to open this. I don't know what it's going to be. Why are they contacting me? I don't want a letter. I wasn't expecting anything. Unless it's a check, I don't want to open it. You know what I mean? I think we all probably agree. Unless there's money inside, I'm not too interested in opening it. There's just nothing in it for me, right? So anyway, very important stuff here. But the report is basically pointing out beneficiaries. You might want to watch your mailboxes here because in the event one of these letters comes out. So that's what I just want to point out to you. Now, again, I also want to make this very clear. This is not all beneficiaries. In fact, it's a very small percentage of beneficiaries considering there's about 70 million people that receive benefits from Social Security on a monthly basis. Between all of the benefits, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, all of these benefits, spousal benefits, there's about 70 million people that get these benefits every single month. Well, across the board, 1 million people or even 800,000 people, somewhere within that range, that's not, that's a very small percentage of the people that get these benefits that'll actually be overpaid. So that's what they're saying now. So, which, by the way, they said the average overpayment is about $10,000. Ouch, right? Yeah, that's a lot of money, right? So the average person owes $10,000 with overpayment. So craziness. In fact, as I was doing more research on this, as I was reading through the report and other reports to accompany this, it said that some people were getting letters of overpayment of $300,000. How is someone going to swing that? I mean, seriously, get an overpayment letter of $300,000? What's somebody going to do about that? I mean, I don't know, frame it and be like, what a joke. This is the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life, right? I mean, I'm not really sure what somebody would do about that other than just like literally laugh at the letter because does anybody have $300,000 laying around? You can just, sure, don't mind. I'll just cut a check for $300,000. No problem at all. And, life will just go on and all will be fine and dandy. No problem at all, right? I don't think that's the case for virtually anybody. Now, obviously, maybe somebody out there can swing that and, not have a problem with it, but like a huge percent, like 99.9% of the people, obviously I don't know the real number, but I'm just saying like a huge percent, like virtually everybody cannot do that, right? There's also been other reports of people coming out saying, $100,000, $50,000, $80,000, something like that. These huge numbers. So that's craziness. For anybody to get a letter of, overpayment of that much, that would simply mean that Social Security has been overpaying them for probably, couple decades? I mean, to rack up that much overpayment, it's not going to happen in like 1 or 2 months, or 3 months, or 5 months, or 2 years. That's going to be like years and years of overpayment, right? That's a big deal. So anyway, and remember, one more thing I want to point out really quickly, which is, as I was doing research on this, they were saying sometimes these overpayments could have happened 20 years ago, and now you're getting a letter now. So seriously, after 20 years, I would say just forget about it. Leave us alone. You know what I mean? 20 years? You've got to be kidding me. Even if we borrowed money to like a friend or a family member 20 years ago, I think all of us could probably say, it was 20 years ago. I helped a person out. They didn't pay me back, something like that. It's just water under the bridge at this point. It's 20 years ago. I think we're good by now. Let's just settle our differences. You know what I mean? Let's just call it even. I think we're good. I don't need to carry this around forever. But apparently, Social Security still sends out letters like 20 years later. That's crazy. Also, I just want to mention really quickly, if you suspect that you've been overpaid by Social Security, or if you receive one of these overpayment letters from Social Security, you can always check the authenticity of that letter on your My Social Security account on the Social Security website. You can simply go to ssa.gov and you can set up your account there if you have not set that up yet, or if you already have, you can simply log in and it'll give you all the details right there about any potential overpayments and exactly how much they want back from you. So if you do want to set up your My Social Security account, I've gone through the process. It's a very long one. Be prepared to answer a lot of questions. They verify your identity and they do ask a lot of personal questions. So just be prepared for that. It does take a little while, but it is a handy tool to have at your disposal in the event something like this actually pops up. You can just log on to your My Social Security account and you can see exactly what they want to tell you right there. All that information is available to you. So again, make sure to check that out. Otherwise, if you do receive a letter like this, it's always good practice just to call Social Security and ask them what's going on. But before you make that phone call, you probably want to log on to your My Social Security account completely free and just see what it says right on there. So again, the Social Security website, ssa.gov. We've all been there a million times. I know I have anyway, reading all kinds of different things, but that's available as well. Other than that, you got to stay tuned with everything going on right now. There's a lot of weird stuff going on out there, and you always just got to make sure that what you're receiving in your mail is actually authentic and not some weird letter from somebody else trying to grab your information. So again, it's always best practices just to double check everything. At least that's what I like to do right now, because I just feel like you can't really trust a whole lot of things that you hear out there or that you receive in your mailbox. You just never know these days anymore, right? So anyway, I hope this one helped you out. Again, another report that I came across, along with all the weird stuff going on out there. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be, as your one and only daily advocate, as I've been saying for many years now. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and as always, go back and check out any of the other thousands upon thousands of videos here on the channel. There's a lot of good stuff out there, and I'm here for you every single day. I will continue watching all that information and bringing it to your attention right away. So please subscribe down below. Enjoy your day. Have a good one, and take care. I'll catch you again later in the next video. I'll see you for now.